Alright guys, what we're working on this week, I got these little tracker jacker flippers, and I'm fitting up the open and closed positions on them. Now normally I would do this over on with a little small wheel over on my horizontal grinder, but these are so small. You can see the positions there. These are really small radiuses, so can't do that over there on the, even my little small radius wheel is not that small. So I do it over here by hand with my Fordham and little carbide burr. Now these blanks were laser cut, so I don't have a lot of meat to remove. I had them cut pretty close, so I wouldn't have to do a whole lot of cleanup, because especially like I said with radiuses this small and doing it by hand, it would be it's a nightmare to have to remove a lot of material. So I'm just cleaning it up and kind of fine tuning it. So that does definitely help a lot. So let's knock one out here real quick and you can see what we do. Alright, so what I do is, I've got the pivot and the stop pin in here. I just do it to check to see open is good. Check to see how it looks in the open position, make sure it's lining up the way I want to. And then the closed position, I'm looking to see that the tip drops down below the handle, but then doesn't drop so low that it's going to run into my standoff once it's in there, which will be, that's what that hole is for. So this one doesn't quite drop down far enough, so I got to go back in here and remove just a little bit more. And I want it, there's not, again, especially on knives this size, there's just not a lot of wiggle room there between just right and uh-oh. So you got to be careful. Close. That's almost dead even with the top of the handle now, but that's still, it's got to drop below it just a little bit so that the end of it protects the tip. So just a little bit more. There we go. That's just about perfect. Now this blade still got to get profiled a little bit too. Actually the blade and the handles both still have to get profiled. So that by the time the blade is profiled, it'll lose just a little bit of meat there. So it should be just about right when it's all said and done. But I'll make sure, worst case scenarios, I'll have to go back and clean up just a little bit. But I'd rather it be just a little bit too much now and have to clean it back up later than to remove too much. So I did notice that this little spot right here is bumping on the stop pin as it tries to come around. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's just barely trying to bump the stop pin. It's not actually in the radius. The radius is fine once it gets in there. So I'm gonna go back in here and just take that. It's just a little bit of a hump right where the radius starts with this other kind of radius here, right where they meet. It creates a point, and that point is just kind of bumping on the stop pin. So I'm gonna knock that down just the tiniest little bit, and it should be good. Yep, all clear. So now this back here, so that's as far as it'll go, but that's because I haven't fit the locks yet. So a lot of this excess back here will be removed when I fit the locks. So I'll end up grinding, it'll end up getting ground here, so in that direction some, and then the lock face will get ground, which will move this in that direction. So when it's all said and done, it'll clear the stop pin on the way around. So that's how I do that. Again, this is This is about the only model that I do it by hand like this. All the rest of them are pretty much done over on the little 1/4-inch wheel on the horizontal grinder. This one's just so small that you gotta figure out a way to make it work. So that's how we do it. All right, guys, that's wrapping us up this week. We're still going to try to keep these short and sweet, show you little bits and pieces of the process as we go, and try to keep it in small enough bites to keep it interesting. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Do go check out the website. We've got a lot of cool stuff on there. We keep adding more stuff. Some of you may have already seen we've got a couple of different versions of the Spyderco. We've got the Spydie Shift, and we've got some of the Techno 2s. We've got them with a couple of different options on there for some engraving and stuff, so get you something pretty unique. We've got a lot of other stuff on there, so please check that out. That's just McNeesCustomKnives.com. Please, if you enjoyed watching these little videos at all, just give us a like, hit the subscribe button, and check us out on Instagram. We're actually the most active on there, so if any of you guys are not following us on Instagram, make sure you tune in and see our Monday morning videos. If nothing else, they're worth watching. So we'll see you guys next week, and thanks for taking a look.